Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast Live. Tom and I took Memorial Day off last week, not because we didn't want to be here, but because we just didn't want to be here. So we decided that we were just going to hang out with the friends and our family and do our thing and smoke some meats. At least that's what I did. Hey man, a lot has happened since we have been with you last. Obviously, King and Queen of the Ring, the title implications of those two winners. Also, Becky Lynch is officially a free agent. Tom and I are going to take a deep dive on the man and what this means and what this may or may not mean. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And Double or Nothing happened. I mean, they set a fucking guy on fire, and
That was a cool spot, actually.
and there's some other AEW stuff I'd like to discuss with Tom that he just is unaware of, but we'll get into it. Looking forward to it.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
Might
You missed your cue, pal.
I know. I was trying to buy t-shirts.
So I bought a new WWE t-shirt because being fat is hard, and sometimes you go up and then sometimes you go down, and right now I'm kind of down, so I had to get some wrestling shirts that fit me a little bit properly. So I got this new old Undertaker design, Taker's Tattoo Shop. I got mine in hell. That's what it says on the back.
If I had tattoos, it'd be a better shirt for me.
Pretty fucking sweet. I'm real excited.
Sweet. I think I'm gonna get the Randy Orton. I think I gotta get.
I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They count on me.
Exactly. You know exactly. They talk to me.
So what's up, bud? How are you?
I can't complain. I had a great holiday weekend. It was awesome.
I don't really care if you wanted to complain anyways. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it was good. I've been having good days. Lots of good days. We were in Disney Worldo. That was fun. And then I came back and had a holiday weekend, and that was fun. We had my niece had a 2-year-old birthday party. Went to that. That was fun. The pools are open. I've been to the pools. That's been fun. So I've just been having fun. We went to softball tonight. I'm a little dusty still. Need to shower after we're done here. But
been working, and just
I've been working too. Just when work's over, I just leave and go do other shit.
Well, I don't have that luxury, so
you don't. You're not anymore. Although you take plenty of nice vacations. Just not this week. It was my turn.
Yeah.
It was my turn.
Hey man, so King and Queen of the Ring, Blood Money 27.
Blood Money 27.
Obviously, this used to be one of those shows that you. Well, you know what? It'll be fine. I mean, it's not going to advance any storylines, and it's not going to do anything. It'll just be fine.
It was still kind of half that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not really anymore. I think that it's definitely become one of those things that, like, it's meaningful now.
I mean, what meaningful, really? What really happened?
I mean, they crowned Gunther King of the Ring.
They did that. That's cool. Like
they crowned Nia Jax Queen of the Ring.
That was cool too. I like that. I enjoyed that.
And both of them had the ability to win championship opportunities at SummerSlam on their brand by winning King of the Ring. So they made King of the Ring mean something.
They did, but and that's fine and that's good.
Well, that's advancing a storyline, sir.
You're right. Okay, you're right. And truth be told, I enjoyed I did enjoy the King and Queen of the Ring, the brackets as they kind of built. I thought it was great. I had a good time. I enjoy
So
watching.
you're here to advocate for cold booking and cold matches.
When it's part of King of the Ring in this part of the year, yeah, I'm okay with
Oh,
that. They weren't all that cold either. A lot of them were like, "Oh, we're revisiting a rivalry," or they did some like backstage antics. It was actually pretty good.
Well, I mean, if you circle back 3 years to the Vince McMahon era, I mean, everybody had rivalries with everybody. So, like, yeah, it's real easy to revisit old rivalries in this day and age.
Sure is. Hey, look, criticize the man all you want, but he set up some. he made it so that everybody has a reason to dislike everybody else.
Yeah, because he shits on women.
He does do that, both figuratively and literally.
Hey, so listen, I was
No
I was in
argument
a
there.
I was in a room yesterday with a couple of wrestling fans and a couple of normies,
Normies.
and me and said wrestling fans started talking about Vince's ongoing case and everything that's around it, because they hadn't asked me my opinion about it. And one of the normies was like, "Who are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, Vince McMahon." He's like, "Oh, that wrestling guy." I said, "Yeah. What'd he do?" I said, "Oh, he shit on a bitch."
That's exactly what he did. Pooped right on her head.
He goes, like, on purpose? I said, "Yes.
Well,
Allegedly."
he's an old man. I think it's 50-50 whether it was on purpose or not.
I mean, and he's like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." I said, "Yeah, man.
It was weird when we heard it.
you should read the filing. You want to talk about weird?
Gets worse than that. That's not even the worst part of it.
Would you like me to send you a link? Because that is the G-rated version of this whole thing."
Yeah.
He goes, "Isn't that guy old?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. He's like 78.
Yeah, that's why it's weird. That's why we're not sure if he did it on purpose, for being honest. If this was like 50-year-old Vince McMahon, we'd be like, that was a guy that didn't sneeze.
Oh, yeah, baby. Pull down my Depends and let me poo on you. Ha ha. That's good shit.
Exactly what he said after it happened. Said to kick Penny out. She's got the zoomies.
I see that she had the zoomies.
She was. Did you see her up there?
Yeah, I did.
13-year-old cat just like bounding into rooms like.
I saw a grown man with a cat on a leash today, and it was on purpose.
Okay. I don't have a lot of. Okay. What? Why? Who walks their cat?
I don't know.
Cats don't need walked.
Meow.
They, in fact, it's
Meow.
cats can be like actually detrimental. Cats can actually be an invasive species, so you're not supposed to just let them out.
Meow.
They disrupt the ecosystem.
Meow.
You having fun? I hope you're having fun. You look like
I'm having a blasty blast, pal.
You look like you're having fun.
I am having a blast. What you drinking?
I'll show you. This I believe is my favorite now. This is now my favorite.
Oh, okay.
This is the Lagunitas Maximus.
I do like Lagunitas, man. They make some pretty good stuff.
The Maximus. This is the shit. Like this is the shit.
Hey, so I've got a real funny story for you. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
What was walking out of a front door this morning at 10:06 as I was walking in to said door at 10:06?
Derek.
That would be the last bottle of Eagle Rare in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
F.
So I was, at the office a little early this morning for me. I was pooping at the office, and I was scrolling the old Book of Face. And on one of my bourbon sites, they were like, "Hey, man, Pittsburgh is getting lit up right now." And I looked down, and it was like 9:46. And I said, "Ooh. So I got in the car and I went down to the liquor store. I walked in.
Only a block from you.
I walked in and I said, "Hey, where's the Eagle Rare?" And the lady went, "The last bottle's right there." Fuck.
Shit used to be $20 and used to be 20 bottles of it.
Well, they got like fucking 6 cases in there today. Because it was all stacked up behind all the empty boxes were stacked up behind the register.
Who is this chooch that just keeps going in and buying all the Eagle Rare?
Well, I mean, it only comes once a month. And usually it's only 1 case, but there were 6 of them bitches back there today.
Exactly. Like
there is so much Sazerac rye on the shelf this morning. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Nonsense. It's nonsense is what it is.
There's Buffalo Trace all over the shelf. Like bottles of Buffalo Trace all over the shelf today. It was kind of...
I've walked in a few times and I've had pretty decent luck getting Buffalo Trace. Not every time I want it, but you know, I'd say I can come up with randomly 4 bottles a year, maybe 5.
Well, when I found out that I had just missed the Eagle Rare by what seemingly minutes, I was a little salty.
I just don't understand why what used to be a budget nice bottle of whiskey that I could get anytime is now like the most rare thing to find in a liquor store.
Well, that's why it's called Eagle Rare, pal.
Didn't used to be rare. It used to be Eagle fucking pretty regular.
Well, it's now like, I don't know. We should probably start calling it Derek Rare.
Derek. It's, yeah. What's rarer, Eagle Rare or Derek?
Derek.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because, yeah. Although I've not, I just...
Listen, he listens to the show every week. I do
he
know
probably
that.
listens to it live. He's probably listening right now.
I just don't. I don't know, but hilarious interaction between you and the
me and the lady,
the lady, the missus.
I forgot he existed. She says to me, I'm like, yeah, he has that effect on people.
He's an enigma.
It's like
you figment of your imagination.
It's like he can call you and you can call him right back. And you will not get in touch.
Nope.
Not only will you not get in touch with him, but he will not call you back.
You missed the moment, bro.
Like,
yeah, that's, I mean,
he's gone again.
You missed the moment, bro.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, shit.
It's like,
missed the moment.
What just fucking happened? And I usually text you right after, like, I called Derek back. Derek called me, and I called him right back like an hour ago. He still hasn't called me. And you're like, yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Whisper in the wind, pal.
Blows my mind.
Wonderful.
That's why I'm starting to like second guess myself on whether or not I've ever actually met him, whether or not I actually know the man, or if he was like a trauma response and I'm like in a really bad horror movie, and instead of like me forgetting something due to trauma, like, you know, like in those horror movies where it's like somebody's in the horror, but they're actually the one who killed everybody. They just forgot about it.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm having that, except I didn't kill anybody. I just made up that I met Derek.
No, you met Derek.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. But
he is a physical being.
Okay, that's good to know.
He just, you know, he's not a very communicative physical being.
Not at all. See, Dragon Lee versus Finn Balor would have got me excited like a year ago. But I'm kind of over Dragon Lee at the moment. And maybe I'd have felt this way. I don't know. How do you feel about Dragon Lee at the moment? Meh.
How do I feel about Dragon Lee at the moment?
Yeah.
I feel like I got to take a pee.
Okay. Well, do you want me to talk about Dragon Lee while you go unsheath the lizard and drain it?
No, I was just answering your question.
Oh. That's fair. Okay.
Like, he's my popcorn segment.
He's your pee break. Okay. Even when he's fighting Finn Balor?
Yay.
Yeah. I mean, Balor's, I guess, not who he used to be.
It's not even that. Balor's just going to go over. Like it's foregone conclusion.
Yeah. I mean, probably, or he'll get rolled up. And be like,
Carlito's going to get involved. Like it's going to be a whole thing.
yeah, you're right. Carlito's still going to be like, I want to be a member of the Judgment Day.
And that is cool.
And that is with his stand there with his apple.
I can't believe he brought back the apple gimmick.
I really can't either. I can't believe he's used it. Like he's taken bites of apple and spit it in people's faces. And I'm just like, in post-COVID, we're still doing this? We are still doing this post-COVID.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. Did I have you a little hot and bothered the other day? I haven't heard from you in a few days.
Oh, no, I was fine. I knew you were kidding.
The orange beacon of life.
Yeah, the orange beacon of. So I read that as orange bacon of life, and I was like, bacon? And then I read it back as beacon, and I'm like, oh, that's less exciting.
Crazy.
Whatever.
So overall, though, I thought King and Queen of the Ring was a pretty fucking decent show.
I had a good time with it, actually. So I didn't actually watch it until Sunday night.
Oh, yeah, because it makes it so much better
So
that
much
you watch
different,
Blood
right.
Money
And I
on the
replay. I fast forwarded through a lot of it, too. So,
like the pre-show match with the Women's Tag Team Championship.
No, I actually watched that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you know.
Listen, I understand the situation that we're in with Jade Cargill, right? Like, she's a massive star. And it's really WWE's really still in the same situation that AEW was in, right? Where like she's a massive star and she looks like
to hide her with
she looks like 100 fucking trillion million doll hairs, right? And like you've got to trot her out there because she's a fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
But she still can't work her way out of a wet paper bag.
No, she can't. But to WWE's credit, they've done a really good job of surrounding her with people who can work.
Yeah, but we see right through that.
I mean, we do, right. And especially because it's only like she is so well protected, it's almost laughable at this point because it's like, okay, here's Jade Cargill, and she's standing here with Bianca Belair, who can literally do anything, right? So
I mean, she's definitely the face, if not the face of the WWE Women's Division, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah. So they've got her with Bianca Belair, who is like, okay, I can make this match work, regardless of what you do to it. She can make it work. And then they put her out there with Dakota Kai, who is also like her selling makes everybody look good. Nobody looks bad in a match. If you look bad in a match against Dakota Kai, that's your problem, not Dakota's. Same with Kairi Sane. They had Kairi Sane out there too. So that's really like, they've really got like, they've got her surrounded with, it's like, okay, there's going to be 4 people in this match and you're the only one that doesn't know how to wrestle, but they're going to make it work for you. And that's what they did. I thought it was good. Jade got the final spot there at the end, and that's really all that needed to happen. It was about as formulaic as could be. It looked like they were putting on like a little recital at the end of wrestling school. But I mean, in front of that Saudi crowd, particularly, that Saudi crowd thought it was cool. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean,
it was mid. I don't know that it was mid. It might've been a little below mid, but it worked. It went. It was on the pre-show. Nobody cared. The Saudi crowd was like, "Would you look at how big they are? Holy crap!" So it was something.
It was something.
It was something. I don't know that it's something I'll ever think about again. I'll certainly never rewatch it. It wasn't worth that, but it was. You're doing something. They did something. They did a thing.
Overall, I thought it was good, but speaking of it was something, and they did a thing. I want to show you something that did a thing, and I just want to see what your immediate reaction on this is. Okay, are you ready?
Ready. Chef Shawn, what's going on here? What's Shawn cook? You smell what the Shawn Michaels is cooking?
So Shawn Michaels posted this as to his Twitter his Twitter profile picture on Tuesday night after the two biggest surprises in NXT history took place. One of which, in my humble opinion,
Glad I put
outweighs
this on
the
earlier.
other exponentially.
Yeah.
All Ego Ethan Page is officially a member of the NXT roster.
I love
Hey,
that.
I think that's fucking phenomenal.
I
No
love
pun intended there, but like, God, that's going to be so much fun. And they put him right in the main event picture. So they're going to see where he's at. And then he's on his way to the main roster.
I like that. I like Ethan Page. I've always liked he can talk. His work is good.
He looks good.
He looks good. I mean, shit, I watch his blog. I mean, I know his blog is just like him buying wrestling figures, but still, like, he's an interesting guy. He can talk really well. He works plenty good. Like, they only gave him chicken shit in AEW, but I feel like all of it was pretty good. Like, he tried to like come out like he went out there and he looked good. Like, he was in shape every week. He went out there. He had a new shirt every time he was on TV. That was a big thing on his blog that he would talk about, is that anytime he was on TV, it was a new shirt. You had not seen that shirt on television before. Because he was all ego and he was all, he was building the character. Even if he got 30 seconds of time, 10 seconds of time, he was going for it. And I appreciate
He tried to maximize his minutes.
He did. And you know what? He just didn't fit in.
No, and like the thing is that I feel like they had plenty of opportunity with him, right? They had the faction with him and Scorpio Sky, which they just squandered.
And they did nothing with it. We haven't seen, is Scorpio Sky still with AEW? Or
I have no idea, sir.
We've not seen Scorpio Sky in like 2 years. Like didn't he get a solo title run that went nowhere and they took it off of him and nobody's seen him since?
Yeah. He got a customized TNT champ. He started the customized TNT championship train there for a little while.
Yeah,
where everybody had a custom TNT belt.
Yeah, and we haven't seen him.
That's fair. So, really, really looking forward to the potential that All Ego Ethan Page presents for NXT and WWE.
Just to put that into perspective, too, Brian Pillman, who is now Lexus King, Brian Pillman Jr., I think, he's really entertaining on NXT. Should be popping off on Tuesday nights. Like it's not all great. Sometimes it's just meh. It's sometimes very vanilla, very by the numbers, but like when it's good, it's good.
No whips and chains, and you can hear me down, and you put your loving on me, baby, whip your loving on me. Vanilla, baby.
Yeah, it's a little vanilla sometimes, but it's.
Listen, my computer is wigging the fuck out right now, and I have no idea why. There's literally nothing open except for this.
You seem to be fine from my angle, but that's. I guess neither here nor there. I guess Raw is on we got to make up for no commercials.
Hey, I'm going to hit the refresh button here, so just give me like 32 seconds.
All right, 32 seconds. I'm going to discuss the commercials on Raw while you're refreshing. So we have had a commercial roughly every 4 minutes on Raw tonight. The commercial breaks have been 6 commercials long, so that makes them 3-minute commercial breaks.
I don't know if because I shared that picture that like it just sent my computer into a fucking just a temper tantrum or what, but everything seems to be functioning just fine now. Wonderful. I had all kinds of little noises going on in my ears, and like it was a whole thing.
So you're saying you heard voices in your head? They talk to you? They talk to me. They talk to me. So
and then obviously
we're talking about NXT and how it pops off, and All Ego. And then, do you want to talk about?
I do. One? And then for me, so I was at work on Tuesday evening, and I just happened to have scrolled the old Book of Faces, and I saw Jade. I'm sorry, Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne, yeah, I was gonna say no.
Standing in the middle of the ring with her NXT Women's Championship. And who did I see standing next to her?
Jordynne Grace.
Unfucking believable, bro.
Unbelievable. What the shit is happening? So I think at this point that like Jordan Grace is just like has taken the internet by storm, and she's like, "No, I'm not leaving TNA." And WWE is like, "All right, whatever, just come be on TV with us then too." And she's like, "Well," and TNA is like, "Go, be." That's what's happening.
I mean, and I think that TNA, you know, Mickey James is heavily involved in the women's division.
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer is also heavily involved in the women's division in TNA. He was talking about it on Busted Open this week. He's like, I didn't even fucking know, man. And he's like, I was just sitting there watching NXT, and there she is.
He was like,
But can we talk about the fucking pop that happened inside of the Capitol Wrestling Center, if that's even what it's still called these days? The pop.
yeah, it erupted.
And then they were like, TNA, 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 TNA.
NXT is the right place to bring her out to.
TNA,
especially after they had her in the
TNA,
Rumble.
TNA, 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 TNA,
I'm gonna let you finish.
TNA, TNA, TNA.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Do, 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 do.
I was gonna let you do that.
TNA.
All right. I was gonna let you do that. I was gonna finish buying my T-shirts, but I guess now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I had to hit you with it again in a interrupting fashion, if you will, baby.
Interrupting snake who? Interrupting cow who? Moo.
That's the boys' favorite joke.
Interrupting cow who? Moo. Wait,
We went out to the old hibachi place for dinner a couple weeks ago, and the hibachi chef was cutting up with the boy, and he was like, I'm gonna tell you a joke.
Okay.
He's like, knock knock. And the old hibachi chef was like, who's there? And the boy goes, interrupting cow. And the hibachi chef says, interrupting cow. And the boy, without missing a beat, moo, moo, moo. Whole fucking restaurant's like, what the fuck is going on over there?
That's funny.
That was awesome. And also extremely, extremely impressive because my wife was embarrassed.
Oh, that's even better.
Oh, I love it.
That's the best feeling.
Because usually it's me in public places, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll like wander off when we're in Target, and then I'll see them, you know, like 10 minutes later, I'll see them, and then I'll just start yelling, walking up and down the aisles, even though I know.
Hey!
Lindsay! 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 Lindsay!
Isn't it so much fun?
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh my God. I love embarrassing family in public. It's my favorite thing. It's I don't know that there's anything that I like more. My mother was the easiest to do it to. Oh my God. I used to do I'm pretty sure I'm surprised she still talks to me. Because when I used to put her through, we would go and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go look at the games. I'll be right back, Mom. And then like I'd be like, Mommy. I'd be an aisle behind. Mommy. And she'd pretend like she didn't know me. And then I'd be like, Leah, Velto. Like I would just watch her get red because like she knows everybody too, right? Like we do this in Weirton, and she knows all the people. So like I'm embarrassing the shit out of her in Weirton. And they're gonna be like, Leah, what's wrong with your son? And she's like, and like she wouldn't be like it. She'd just be like, "Oh, he's just messing with me," or whatever.
I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend once that every time we went to the grocery store, I would just like Larry Bird shit into the fucking cart from like the end of the aisle. And then I stopped getting asked to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Score. Hate the fucking grocery store.
Oh, God, dude, I have not gone to the grocery store. That's a lie. So I have not gone like actually like bulk grocery shopping since before the pandemic. Because I bought into Instacart at that point, and so I Instacart the bulk of everything from Aldi.
Oh, so you're a bougie bitch, heard?
I'm a bougie bitch, except that it's from Aldi. So does that cancel out?
ALDI all D.
Yeah. And then like if I need something more specific that Aldi doesn't have, I'll roll into my Giant Eagle. But I go to the Giant Eagle at the Parkway Center, which is Ashley calls it the Children of the Corn Giant Eagle, the Dirty Bird, if you will, because it's like fucking falling into a crater.
Why would you go there?
Because it's actually the closest one to my house.
Yeah, no shit. But I think that
there's another one the
extra
other way.
minutes down the road.
Yeah, there is. Like if I turn left instead of right, there's another Giant Eagle too. But I don't know. I like the gross one. It's like still missing tiles and shit.
I wandered in there one night looking for a 6-pack of beer.
No, they don't got that there.
I was staying in the hotel right there.
They don't got that there. They barely have stuff at the deli. You might be able to get a sandwich, but maybe not. Probably not. Like, where am I? What's going on?
Fuck is going on in here?
Nobody knows.
Hello. Is anybody here?
No, that's what I like. Nobody's there. That's what I appreciate about it. There's nobody there ever. It could be the middle of it could be Sunday right after church. There's nobody there. It's great. That's why I go there, because they have food, sort of, and I can get it, and there's nobody there.
Honey, I'm gonna run on down to the Giant Eagle.
Yeah, the Dirty Bird, if you will.
So how dope though, Jordan Lynn Grace showing up in NXT.
Oh, I loved it.
I fucking phenomenal.
And she's gonna get a title shot at the next NXT Premium Live event.
Yes, she is. She's gonna lose, which is gonna be weird, but I
mean, she lost in the Royal Rumble too, but
that's the Royal Rumble. That's not against Roxanne Perez.
You're right.
Who, I mean, hey, you know, how dope was her promo too, by the way. So I listened to Busted Open this week after Jordan Grace showed up on NXT, and she was actually in an interview on Busted Open this week. And they were talking about how everything went down, right? And according to Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez didn't even know that Jordan Grace was going to be her opponent.
It was a good secret because nobody knew.
She said that she showed up. They brought her into the building 15 minutes before the segment and put her into a blacked out area. And Alexa Bliss's name was on the door.
That's pretty cool.
And then they moved her to another room where Lita's name was on the door.
That's pretty cool. That's, I mean, back to the Shawn Michaels picture. I don't know that I could come up with a cooler, like that's one of those things where it's like, you know, when AEW does the Forbidden Door stuff, it's like sometimes that's cool.
Well, did you see the shirt that she posted on ProWrestlingTees.com?
No, I did not.
The passable portal.
You know what? Now that you say that, I did. It's just like a big white open door with like.
Yeah, I thought I shared it. What's it say? Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. The prohibited portal.
The prohibited portal, yeah.
Is what it says. That's hilarious.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, TNA is not an AEW competitor, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be some sort of a like partner and like sort of, you know, teeth cutting ground as far as the indies are concerned. I think it's only good for the wrestling business, especially if it's a NXT sort of deal. It's like, okay,
I'd argue that TNA is more watchable than AEW.
I mean, it's booked better. That's for goddamn sure. It doesn't have as much talent, but it's booked better. It's booked a lot better.
TNA's biggest problem is it's impossible to find, to watch.
That's, yeah. I mean, you have to basically like watch it in snippets on YouTube if you really want to watch it.
I mean, I have access on the Fire Stick.
I've paid for it a couple times, and I've watched a few things, especially when there's some stuff that's popping off. But I don't watch it regularly, but because, like you said, it's I mean, I have access. I can download the app and do the thing, but
I'm willing to say this, and I will die on this hill. If we had easier access to TNA, it would be outviewed, or it would outview AEW.
No, that's probably right. And in its history, TNA has had bigger ratings than AEW has currently. TNA was at one point 1.2, 1.3 million a week. And I mean, this is sort of before streaming was a thing, really. So, I mean, it's hard to judge that. But there was a point in time when Bischoff was in charge and Hogan was there and Macho was there, and they had the main event Mafia and, you know, all that stuff, all that shit that happened in, like, you know, 2008, 2009, that time when Kurt Angle was there. Peak Perk.
Oh my God. Did you see the sign in the crowd last Monday that said Perk Gable?
I did.
Hilarious. I popped so incredibly hard.
I saw it and I went, oh, I get that reference. Because that's about the nichest of all the niche references you can have.
I mean, that's what's happening with the Creed brothers. I'm just telling you, you know, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing.
Look, I'm a fan of everything that's going on right. Hey, speak of the devil, he's in there right now.
Who? Perk Gable?
Perk Gable.
Nice.
He's yelling at Maxine Dupree.
Poor Maxine.
She saved Otis last week. She's now begging. Oh, he knocked out Sami Zayn. She's begging. I don't know what's happening. What an ass.
So I took a screenshot of this on Friday night at 1:01 a.m. and I was going to send it to the group, but I did not because I wanted to respect your time, right? So this is Wrestle Talk on the Book of Faces. Tony Khan on the possibility of expanding AEW Dynamite to 3 hours.
Oi.
Tony Khan says, you want to keep Dynamite as strong as possible. Okay, I can't. Hold on. Sorry, I feel like this is a missed opportunity.
There you go.
You want to keep the Dynamite as strong as possible. You look at the history of what happened with the 2-hour wrestling show when it's that show that expanded to 3 hours. It's interesting right now. Per hour, the most we get per hour for any of our TV shows is Dynamite. It's Dynamite. It's not Rampage. I can't believe it's not Rampage, but it's Dynamite. It's crazy. Either way, 5-hour weekly programming is the absolute minimum. So in some ways, you would say that there'd be a very lucrative opportunity. I think it's a very interesting conversation here that we need to have about how many nights a week you allocate to programming. Is it 5 hours at best? Huh? Should we do 6 maybe? Maybe we'll move Rampage to 2 hours. Rampage, 2 hours. Oh my God, Rampage is the greatest show on television. 2 hours for Rampage? Oh. I want to at least do 5. I've tasted blood.
Did he say I've tasted blood?
Yeah, it does say I've tasted blood. It says
was it his own blood?
I've tasted blood and I want more, so I could easily be sold on doing more than 5 hours of programming. And that was transcribed from CBS Sports.
But he currently does 6 hours of programming because no 5.
he's
You're
not-
right. I'm sorry.
He's not.
You're
He
right.
does.
You're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. Realistically, he does 6.
Well, and then whatever he does with Ring of Honor, that's
Right.
like-
That's what I'm including the hour of Ring of Honor.
I thought Ring of Honor was 2 hours. Is it not?
Maybe it is. I don't believe so. I believe that those tapings happen after Dynamite now, and then, or I'm sorry, the Rampage tapings happen after Dynamite, and the Ring of Honor tapings happen after Collision.
So he does get 6 hours in. It's just Ring of Honor. Remember when Ring of Honor was the most interesting thing on AEW television?
I do.
Now that's gone. And it's like, wow, AEW sucks now.
Hey, but they set a fucking guy on fire.
They did. That was actually the coolest spot in that match. I'm going to be honest.
So I didn't watch Double or Nothing. I did not have 12 hours this week to dedicate.
So I didn't watch it in succession, and I didn't watch the whole thing because, look, it was 6.5 hours long, and
Yeah, the Enigma texted me 4 consecutive days,
yeah,
which was a fucking record. Oh, I watched an hour of Double or Nothing.
probably took him 4 days to watch that shit.
It did.
Look, I mean, I didn't watch all of it, but it would have taken me at least 3 days to watch it. It was, but it was so much there was so many times that I would pull it up and like I would pull up the video of it and I would go, oh, what's going on here? And I would watch the match start and I would go, all right, bzz, still doing the same thing, huh? Okay, bzz. Why does this match get 40 minutes? Bzz. I'm sorry, Shibata's the worst wrestler on television. The only thing I would pay to see Shibata do is to get fucking crucified and murdered. That's at this point, like, fuck him. Like, I fucking hate this guy. He is the worst fucking wrestler ever. I could no sell everything if I was like, and then just lay there to get pinned. He hasn't won a fucking match, but he's not sold a move either. How do you not win a match and not sell a move? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Fuck this guy. I hope he gets in a car accident and dies. I'll be happy about it. He's not gonna. He's not. You're right. He's gonna be on television.
That's bad juju. You can't say that.
No, it doesn't matter because he's not going to. He's going to be in a match every single.
And maybe maybe
week.
he will get in a car accident, but maybe he'll be saved by a cigarette smoking angel on the roadside.
He's going to no sell the car accident too, is what's going to happen. And then he'll be at the match, and then they'll have a 30-minute match where he doesn't do shit, and he just stands there and gets slapped lightly. God, I fucking hate this guy. Why does he okay, so he ate up 40 minutes of that pay-per-view with fucking dickhole matches. Like, he could have fucked his own ass for 40 minutes in that match, and it would have been just as bad, maybe worse. I don't know. It's so bad. What was
did this
so
guy
bad.
do to you? Show me on the doll where Shibata touched you.
He's put on the worst matches of the year.
For
And
fuck's
all
sake,
of his matches
you are just a hater.
are zeros. Zero
Hater.
stars for him.
Hater.
0 stars.
Hater.
And 0 stars for everybody that's been in a match with him.
Uncle
He is a
Dave gave him
zero.
fucking like 17 stars.
Uncle
in
Dave is
Tokyo
also
Dome.
a 0, and he can. You know what? He and Uncle Dave can no sell each other. How about that?
Why they're sucking each other off?
Yeah, while they're flaccid, because that's how they would. That's exactly how that would go. Just soft penises. Just soft. Like he is a soft penis at an orgy is what he is.
It's crazy. You know what is wild to me? Like once a quarter, okay, you saddle up some poor sap in AEW, and you
It's
just
Shibata.
fucking ride him, right?
He is a fucking miserable. He is a fucking miserable wrestler. He's
Fucking
miserable.
What's that chooch's name? Fucking Joey Janela. All right. And then you got fucking you did the same thing to fucking John Moxley. You did the same thing to Eddie Kingston. You're doing it to Shibata.
Wasn't nearly as mean to Eddie Kingston. I never referred to Eddie Kingston as a limp penis.
You did the same thing with fucking Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia is still the least interesting.
I think Jericho caught your ire for a couple of weeks. Like, you're a hater.
Absolutely. Sometimes some people deserve it. Some people like, oh my God, he's so good. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's a fucking bum. Like, these people are all bums. Everybody you named, bums. Fucking bums. Bums. bums who are being treated like they're something. They're not something. They're nothing.
well,
They're sub.
all I'm gonna say is Daniel Garcia is on television and fucking Miro's not.
That's because Miro probably is also. I don't know what the fuck Miro's problem is. But like,
you know, Tony, that tennis elbow. It's just.
Just been cranking my hog so hard. I just fucking this elbow
Since the divorce, and I got some of that half of the OnlyFans money. I
just got this pent up energy here. I still have the OnlyFans subscription. I've got that free for life. So like, it's been a rough couple of weeks, man. I'll give me a call in a month. Let's see what's going on. I'm in Bulgaria, by the way. I can't be there tomorrow.
I'm in Bulgaria.
Hey, by the way, I can't be in Phoenix tomorrow. I'm in Bulgaria.
Can't be in Phoenix tomorrow. You bloody cunt, bruv. I'm in Bulgaria.
Bruv.
Oh,
man. At least Bruv's been on TV. I don't know that he's been in a. Why is he still part of the Don Callis family though?
I don't know.
None of that makes sense to me.
AEW booked themselves into a fucking corner with him and Swerve Strickland.
I mean,
and anybody that disagrees with me is fucking full of shit.
They sure did. Is Swerve gonna bait him?
Yeah, he has to.
He has to bait him, right? But like,
you cannot let Will Ospreay fucking beat Swerve Strickland in their first meeting. You can't. You cannot. You will bury Swerve Strickland. You will bury Swerve Strickland already more than you already have.
They've already buried him in the middle of the show. Like, Swerve comes on at 9 p.m.
Bully Ray said something about this, and I guess apparently Swerve Strickland responded. And I have not
Swerve was
seen
just on, I didn't watch it yet, but Swerve was just on Busted Open. Because Bully called him PLEs, and he was like, we have pay-per-views, man. We don't do PLEs. But, like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We know what you're talking about.
It's fucking sports entertainment jargon, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like, who cares?
Is it a pay-per-view or is it a premium live event? Doesn't fucking matter what it is.
You're still a chooch with a belt that is buried in the middle of the show. And like, I feel bad for the man.
I do, because he worked his way up there, and what happened to him? Like, he was like, oh, sorry, I pay Okada a lot of money, so I'm gonna give him this chooch title that I put on Pac one time. So this title we made for Pac, I'm gonna put it on.
That's the one that Eddie Kingston won.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's that Triple Crown Doob one.
The Continental.
The Continental Breakfast Championship.
As long as they have waffles.
Mm.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Got to have the waffles. The waffles and the scrambled eggs.
Listen, I don't understand. If y'all motherfuckers are not subscribed, you need to fucking do that, because, like, we're funny as fuck.
We're hilarious.
Okay, I'm funny. Tom's just there.
Look, I'm the straight man. Somebody needs to be the straight man for you to be funny.
I'm straight. I mean,
That's not what I mean.
You're not, like, that's not, I mean, that's okay.
That's not what I mean.
Well, then why even bring it up? That's weird.
God, Walter. Oh my God.
That's weird. You know what? Maybe you do need the orange beacon of life.
The orange bacon of life?
To just brighten your world, sir.
Need random orange bacon that may or may not also be a WWE Hall of Famer.
It's about to be a two-time WWE Hall of Famer.
Two-time WWE Hall of Famer.
Because he's got like 3 or 4 more hush money fucking charges than Vince McMahon.
Sure does.
Vince is like, hey, pal, that's fucking impressive.
Getting away with shit that I couldn't dream of getting away with. Except he didn't, but it's fine. They're just gonna slap him on the wrist. That's actually what the sentencing is gonna be. They're gonna be like, "Come here, Donald.
Here you go. We're gonna piss off our West Virginia contingent here talking about the Donald."
Hey, that's fine. Look, West Virginia contingent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're dumb and you love Donald.
Oh my God, that's our home audience. You can't say that.
It's still dumb.
Okay, moving on. moving on. We've got to circle back. We got to talk about this.
Man used to call the WWE universe morons.
We got to talk about this. We've got to talk about this fucking possibility of adding a third hour to the worst wrestling show on television.
It's not the worst wrestling show on television because that's Rampage.
What do you mean you don't like Rampage? I love Rampage. Rampage is the greatest hour on television. Every single Friday. We don't know what time it's going to be on, but it's there. I mean, maybe sometimes it's on Thursday. It's been on Sunday once. I mean, maybe it's been on Wednesday a few times too. Like, what's your deal?
What do you got to get against Rampage? It's on a random night every week and a random time in a random spot. Nobody knows. It's like a mystery. It's a ghost show.
Like the F Squad talent performs on.
Sure does. The talent there's plenty of talent in AEW that doesn't get TV time, but somehow they're still not on Rampage.
Jeez.
And like homers are, like people that are like squash matches from, it's like, Miro in action and he kills somebody from
Miro's in Bulgaria.
Brian Cage in action and he kills somebody from fucking Saskatchewan.
Hey, you're gonna come on down and get a proper gig there, eh? Huh?
Get properly gigged?
Oh yeah, guy, huh?
What do I got? 35 seconds on the television? Okay,
yeah,
boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. I'd love to take your F10 there, guy, huh? Yeah, eh?
Want me to get some juice there, eh?
Yeah. Give me the gig there, guy, huh? Yeah, hey, friend, huh? Yeah. Oh, you want me to put it in my wrist tape, eh? Okay.
I'll bleed like a stuck pig for you.
I love Canadians. Oh, man. With their flapping heads and their beady little eyes. You're racist, ma'am. You are racist.
They're so pleasant. I don't know why. They're so pleasant.
Listen, you rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here.
Love the basketball reference. Love it. So what were you talking about? Oh yeah, an extra hour of Dynamite. I mean, I'm sure the wrestlers would be happy for an extra hour, but that's not what they got in the deal. In fact,
some of them are going to get some fucking TV time.
Tony only got a $115 million deal from Warner Brothers, and he was dissatisfied with that.
Has he taken that deal?
I don't know that he's taken it, but I've heard that he's dissatisfied, and I've seen that it's 115 million. So I'm not sure.
He is definitely dissatisfied. We talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so he's dissatisfied with 100, but I saw that now it's
well, he's dissatisfied because it's not enough to cover his losses on the AEW video game, let alone the losses that he suffered in fucking taking his traveling clown car to 2 towns a week.
Because he's paying fucking it's because he's paying fucking Will Ospreay and and Okada to wrestle in front of 2,000 people twice a week. It's just not. It doesn't add up. Like these guys are not drawing. His booking is not drawing. I don't know that it's.
Hey, they have a commissioner now.
Oh, they do? Who's that?
Christopher Daniels.
Oh, right, Christopher Daniels. It's nice that they finally
put their other friend on TV.
Yeah, that's nice that Chris Daniels is there. What about Frankie Kazarian? How's he doing? He hasn't been around for a while.
Nah, but he just was. I just saw an interview with him a couple of days ago. I didn't read too much into it, but like the headline was something like Frankie Kazarian talks about how mismanaged AEW is.
I mean, look, it's obvious at this point, so I feel like it's easy to just be like, "Yeah, I'm going to tell you about it," and they're going to say things, and we're going to go, "Uh-huh." Like CM Punk was meaner.
I choked a guy once, just a little.
I just choked a guy a little. And then I feared for my life. And they released the video. And everybody was like, what the fuck?
April.
Did we ever get numbers for what happened on Wednesday now that MJF is back? Did they get that 100,000 back?
I don't know. I didn't look. That's your job. You're the numbers guy.
You're right.
I'm the
April.
I'm the everything else guy.
You are the everything else guy.
I mean, realistically, I say, Tom, what do you want? Every week, this is how this goes. Tom, what do you want to talk about? Because I already know what I want to talk about, and I already know how I'm going to want to work it into the show. Tom, what do you want to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. And actually, I was very.
They almost did 787,000. They're up 87,000 for the week.
I'm
MJF almost brought back that entire 100,000 that they lost. One guy brought it up almost 100,000 views.
Hey, can we just talk about how bad that tattoo is, though?
Oh my God! Is it bad? Not only is it bad, it looks like it happened while he was riding in a bus that was going like over kind of a bumpy road. Like that's what it looks like. Like that poker chip does not look. It doesn't look good.
No, the circumference is a little off.
It's not quite a circle. It's more of a.
It's got a little yaw to it.
Yeah, it's got a little yaw to it. I don't know if he got it while he was in a bus that was going over some bumpy roads or something, and they were just like they did their best. I don't know, but it's a bad look. Honestly, if I'm being honest, it's a bad look.
While we're trashing AEW, and before we get back to MJF, not that there's really much to talk about. Promo was, what you would expect it to have been.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
But
I'm glad he's back. I mean,
I have a
somebody's
question.
gotta do something for this.
I have a question that's going to stir your pot a little bit, and I know you as a human. Who's ready for story time with Walt Ramsey, baby? If Adam Cole, baby, is not cleared for competition, why is he in your ring taking bumps?
Dick kicks, to be specific. Why? Because there are only a few people that move the needle on ratings, and he's one of them. And they need him because they're trying to appeal this $115 million deal that does not cover their costs. And Tony's desperate, so he's parading people out there who may or may not be able to walk just yet to take nut shots. Because you know what? He needs to prove to Warner Brothers Discovery that he can pull a number. And we keep talking about how he's got the best talent in the world. And, he's got all these people that he's paid off to tell him that he's got the best talent in the world. And AEW's in-ring is unmatched. It's the best in-ring in wrestling. Although,
that you can't ever get the best in-ring in the ring?
Right, because they're hurt all the time. Adam Cole's been hurt for 99% of his AEW run. Bryan Danielson's been hurt for about 65% of it.
And then you got that fucking chooch Adam Copeland.
And you got that chooch Adam Copeland, who is not Edge, who is now stupidly also jumped off of something and hurt his leg because nobody was going to tell him no.
Oh, Adam. Is that what you really want to do?
Do whatever you want. Instead of somebody going back, they're like, no, fuck you. Do not jump off of anything. You stay on the ground. Because he is getting paid way too much money. He needs to be on TV every week, but now he can't be.
For like 12 weeks.
Because his leg is fractured and needs surgery.
In like 73 places.
They need to screw it back together.
With his brittle ass bones.
Because he's an old fucking man. He's 50 years old. What
I saw a Facebook post the other day that said, what in the bloody hell is wrong with Adam Copeland? Like, you had the absolute perfect storybook ending to your career in your hometown against one of your very, very good friends with the perfect WWE send-off, with the entire show being all about you celebrating your 25th year in the business, and blah, 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 blah. And now you're hurling your old ass off of fucking poorly built cages like a fucking dead log in a snowstorm.
Yeah. What in this? You could tell too that like if you watch the bump, he jumped and immediately regretted his decision
Yep,
because
sure
he
did.
tried to get his legs under him, which is why one of them broke. Just this is why AEW is bad, because there's nobody going, no, we pay you too much for you to do this, and you'll probably break your leg because it's a dumb idea, and stay on the ground. Stay on the ground.
But why?
But I mean, and then Tony backs down. Like, you know, I guess we all give Vince a lot of shit. Like, we didn't see the things we should have seen. It's like Vince probably saved most of these guys' lives. Now that I think about it, particularly through the Attitude Era, told him, no, you can't do that.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Somebody
No.
told him no.
No jumpy.
No jumpy. Yeah, exactly. Do not jump off that cage. I think he was willing to watch Mick Foley die. Although he did tell him after he jumped or after the Undertaker threw him off that cage, hey, that was great. Don't do that ever again. And you know, there's instances of Vince telling people that over and over again. You know, the fact that they didn't kill Mick Foley, I feel like is kind of impressive at this point.
I mean, and he's still kind of cognitive.
Yeah, he's not like.
I mean, he's a little punch drunk, you know, a little bit,
but he's not like.
But he's not punchy. He's just punch drunk.
Yeah,
a little bit, just a little bit, just a skosh.
I mean, and now, to be fair, a lot of that probably happened before. He was in a lot of shit before. Like what he did in WWE was tame comparatively.
Yes. You know, but yeah, I can see that.
Except for that time that the Undertaker knocked his tooth out and it came out his nose, but you know
that was the same match, by the way.
It was. Yeah. We all watched that. You were there, right?
I was there.
You were there. I mean, I watched that live and I went, "Oh, I'm sad we're not here."
Listen, when he went through in the choke slam, like you can see it in the thing, like the whole crowd's like, "Whoa!" And then it just goes like dead silent
because they think that he's dead.
Yeah,
they're pretty sure a man died.
Yeah,
and that was before Owen too. So
yeah.
It was like one of those things where it was like, oh God, we just saw somebody die. And then after
speaking of Owen, look, they gave some meaning to the Owen Hart Memorial Classic. The winner gets a title shot. Go AEW.
That's nice. Look, that's good. Look,
and then the next day, Triple H announced that King and Queen of the Ring, the winner would get a title shot. I mean,
they did totally buried that, but I mean. I don't know, man. Like,
listen, there's a lot of good things going on the other side of the coin, pal. Like, we're just missing somebody that can manage that situation.
That's the problem. Is that you're right. There are good things happening. It's just like so everywhere. Swerve has actually been a good champion, just kind of in a really dead spot in the middle of the show. I don't get it. Like, he's letting the talent that doesn't know how to book themselves kind of like be the main eventers, and he's not booking anybody. Bro. And the people that know how to book themselves.
Okay. I'm in the middle of the show. I'm not going to sit here and just let you openly disrespect.
Please.
The greatest.
Hold on.
Tag team.
Okay. There we go.
In the history of AEW.
Hey, you know what? Good for
Matthew
them. They put out a guy
Jack.
who was on fire. They did put out a guy who was on fire.
How dare you disrespect the scapegoat?
The scapegoat was on fire. Look, I thought that was a cool spot. The fact that it happened, that was the coolest spot in that whole match. The rest of that match was stupid as shit. Are you kidding me? When Bryan Danielson was like, play this music, and the Bucks were like, shut that off, play this instead. Like, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, when that was happening, I was going, oh my God, is this really what's happening right now? And that went on for like 10 fucking minutes. I mean, most of that match was cringy as shit. But when Darby Allin showed up with the flamethrower, which he had showed up with before, and then he lit Jack Perry on fire, I was like, whoa, whoa. And then they put Jack Perry out, and I was like, okay, that was actually kind of cool. I didn't, like, it wasn't wrestling exactly, but I'm not, like, not opposed to watching a guy get put on fire. Does that make sense? Like, it's not the wrestling fan.
Oh, so you enjoyed the sports entertainment that AEW
I don't even know that it
you.
was sports entertainment, but it was a guy that got set on fire. Is that
sounds
sports?
like sports entertainment
What
to me, pal?
sport is that? That's more like a zombie video game kind of thing.
Sports
What? How is that sports?
entertainment.
It's entertainment. I was entertained. I'm not arguing that point. What was sport about that?
Buddy.
I'm just asking. What was sport about? I was entertained.
I'm trying to make you connect the dots between
You're grasping
WWE
the straws. I get it.
and
AEW. You're trying to light the dry straw.
Okay, then what is sport
thrower.
about the Fiend and Randy Orton in an Inferno match, and then like what's the sport in that? What's the sports in fucking John Cena driving a Mustang down the fucking entrance ramp at 120 miles an hour for fucking WrestleMania? Where's the sports in that? Don't fucking
sports car. That's
don't you dare. You do not get to do that.
That's not.
You do not get to. No,
and John Cena
not.
is a national treasure.
Not going
he
to
is a
sit
sportsman
here and allow this to continue. I cannot. Like, you got such a fucking hard on for WWE, bro. Like,
now you've done it.
God bless America. I can't.
No, I just said that I like the fire spot.
Yeah, because it's WWE shit on the other side of the coin. Look, that's why you like
WWE has never set anybody on fire with a flamethrower.
No, but they did it with like fucking massive fucking active gas lines around the ring.
They did do that. They did. That was an accident, though. They set the Undertaker on fire accidentally. One of those, and he almost killed the pyro.
The pyro thing,
he almost murdered. There was almost a murder after that.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that man coming at you all hot and bothered?
No, nor do I want to. That guy didn't want to either because he fucking left.
Hey, you know what? His podcast is pretty good.
The Undertaker, or the guy that lit him on fire?
The Undertaker's pretty good.
His is pretty good.
I've been watching it on YouTube because like the audio is not really great in my car. I don't know.
The audio is not great, period. Actually,
but I've been watching it on YouTube and I've been enjoying it a lot. It's fun, man, to like see somebody that I've got so much respect for as a wrestling fan, who for all of these years, man, like just played the gimmick and never fucking gave you a peek into who he was or a peek behind the curtain, has just been like, here's Marky.
I like that too, although I like how he still sort of keeps that, like he still sort of keeps the persona a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he's very much like the tough guy, which is always who you would have assumed he is, right? Like It's like, regardless of whether or not, like, you know, he's clearly not an undead human. Like that's not what he is. He's alive. But he's a guy who's a badass who can get lit on fucking fire, have third-degree burns up and down his arms, and be like, all right, I'm going to put on a 20-minute match. Then I'm going to go kill that guy who fucked up the pyro after I told him not to. And it's like you get to that point and you're just like, this guy should have gone to the hospital, but instead put on a 20-minute wrestling match where that shit touched canvas a lot All those third-degree burns bounced off the canvas many times. And then he didn't want to go to the hospital immediately. He wanted to kill the man because he was mad. He wanted to kill somebody and then probably get like some burn ointment put on it. And he was then just going to drive to the next town. Like, fucking wow. Wow. When you hear it outside of kayfabe, that, and I think this is the thing that like almost helps to solidify the persona. When you hear it outside of kayfabe, you're like, oh, it was actually more undead badass than I saw in the ring. So it was actually worse. He was actually more of a badass than I thought. Oh, okay. More than what was perceived on television. Oh, okay.
Bad motherfucker.
We got the watered down version. And now we're getting the not watered down version, and we're like, oh my God.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun. It's only fun because like we get the non-watered down version, and we're like, how was that worse than what actually happened? He crucified a man.
It was a symbol.
It's still a crucifixion is a crucifixion.
It was a symbol.
It was still a crucifixion.
It was a symbol.
It wasn't a cross. It was.
You can only crucify somebody to a crucifix.
Okay, whatever.
It was a symbol.
They said crucify on television.
They did not.
Are you sure?
No, I am not.
I'm pretty sure
but
they
I'm
did.
willing to die on this hill.
Okay, I'm just saying. It's all worse than it. It's all even worse than it seems. Not worse, better.
That's good
Better.
shit, pal.
Better shit, pal. Exactly.
Oh shit! Listen, we've got. There was something else I wanted to talk about, and like
Becky.
No, before her.
Oh.
That I can't find. But it was something to do with some folks being removed from the AEW roster page. Mark Henry being one of them. And he said on Busted Open, hey man, I'm just gonna go do something else.
Sure.
And then Arn Anderson has been removed from AEW's active roster page, and there's an awful lot of rumors that he's coming to WWE to be Cody Rhodes' manager.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
If not as manager, probably on as part of his like agent, as probably his agent, his help in the booking.
That would make more sense because I don't think I need to see Arn Anderson out there cutting promos for Cody.
I don't either, and I don't think that's gonna. I don't think we're gonna see that. I do think that'd
be worse than Paul Ellering trying to tell us why fucking Kevin and the fucking disciples of fucking of dumpster diving.
Man, that's bad.
Like, goodness gracious.
Wow.
Although Kevin does seem to be finding some sort of rhythm, it looks like. I think
he is. The rest of his faction is certainly not.
Need to go bye-bye.
That may have been a rehire that they'll regret. It was just they should just let them all go.
I mean, we talked about that a few weeks ago. It's still Vince McMahon's fault.
But you know what? I can't help but think at this point that Vince was right about all of them.
No.
There's just nothing.
No.
There's just nothing redeeming that I'm seeing there.
I refuse to. I refuse to agree with that, sir.
That's fine. I'm just. I
will agree with you on Kevin's current presentation and his current.
I've not been entertained.
But I can't give you the. I can't.
I mean, I've just not been entertained.
We're just never gonna know.
I don't know what would entertain me at this point either.
He can't go back.
He can't cut his hair. He's got long hair now.
No, I mean, but he cannot go back. Like you can't.
He can't.
That pooch is already screwed.
No, I just don't think, and I don't think there's a reinvention available. Really, I mean, unless he's going to come back as like Elijah.
I got it. I've got it. Dye his hair. bleach blonde.
Oh God.
Okay. Give him a
Uh-huh.
headband.
God. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
See, for a second there, I was like, you were just gonna have him come out as the Texas Tornado, but no, you're gonna make him Hulk Hogan. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, whatever. It's literally just as stupid.
Eat
so
your
whatever.
brothers and say your vitamins.
Yeah, eat your brothers and say your vitamins.
Oh.
I would like that actually.
I just don't know what to do for Karrion Kross currently, and I really like your thing. I really hope that if Arn does come back over to the WWE, that he is just primarily Cody's like backstage agent. I don't need him added to Cody's presentation. There's no need to make any changes in the way Cody's presented.
No, I think Cody's
this
just presented
current
well.
time, right?
I mean, you want to parade Arn out there once or so to like maybe when Cody's not there, maybe parade him out. Yeah, parade him out on Raw or something to yell at Paul Heyman or something like that.
No, Paul Heyman would murder Arn Anderson.
He would, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to do like, but WWE doesn't do this. Is like, oh, Arn Anderson is Cody Rhodes' friend, and he's gonna talk to. Like, they don't really do that shit. At least not with the men. Vince McMahon used to do it with the women. They were best friends, and now they're enemies. That was every women's match ever.
We talk, bro. They've literally blurred all those lines at this point.
Yeah, I know. No, that's not true. They don't have people like.
Bro, they just brought Jordan Grace in again.
Yeah.
Lines are blurred, pal. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Does hurt inside. It would hurt inside if Arn Anderson walked out with Cody Rhodes, actually.
You know what?
What, though? What if Arn Anderson walked out with Ric Flair?
Woo!
Woo!
No. The only thing Rick's getting walked out is walking out of is a fucking pizza joint. Jesus Christ.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, we do. You're drunk, Rick. Okay.
Go home, Rick.
Go home, Rick. You peed on yourself.
Go home, Rick.
You peed on yourself.
Your pants are wet. Go home.
You know what I've got the perfect shtick. Arn Anderson. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Arn Anderson versus Paul Ellering. Okay, are you still following?
I'm following.
In a Karrion Kross on a pole match.
Karrion Kross on a pole match. You fucking kidding me?
I mean, it worked for Judy Bagwell.
Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it.
I mean, can't be any less entertaining than what Kevin's currently doing.
Book it on Sunday Night Heat. Let's go.
Yeah, put it on Rampage.
Exactly. Even better. I'd tune into Rampage for that.
Listen, Swerve said something about the WWE and AEW would make the most sense now more than ever. Yeah, it's because you guys are getting fucking shit stomped in the fucking ratings every week.
Yeah, it's because AEW has 3 times, or WWE has 3 times the rating of AEW's biggest show. And yes, there was a point in time in 2019 where WWE sucked fucking balls. It was getting booked week to week. Vince McMahon was fucking tweaked out of his ass and just like shitting on chicks and like fucking changing everything like at 5 p.m. for an 8 p.m. show, rewriting the whole thing. And now that's Dynamite. That's how Tony writes Dynamite. He shows up like in the afternoon and is like, all right, who's here? Oh no, we need Miro. Where's he? Oh, he's in Bulgaria. I should have told him. Like, that's the problem. Have you seen this report that like AEW is getting booked like the day of? whereas WWE is now booked weeks in advance. And that's the difference, because in 2019, AEW was booked weeks in advance, and WWE was getting booked like while the show was happening.
Yeah, they were tearing up the script while the show was happening.
And like those shows were garbage. And we said that they were garbage. Those were the worst wrestling shows I've watched. And AEW at the time was like they were the lows and the highs, right? And I think we said this at the time in 2019. The worst thing I saw in wrestling television was on AEW, but so was the best thing I saw.
Yep.
And that was a growing pain, right? So it was like, okay, well, that didn't work, but this did, and it was great. So like, let's just keep working with that and stick with what works, and like fucking try shit, because we're here to give you the benefit of the doubt because you're new and you're doing stuff that we like. This sucks, but like that was good. But now it's just like
they're 5 years later, they still don't have an identity.
And nobody has moved up. Everybody's in the same spot they were in when they got there, for the most part. Like, who has benefited from AEW booking?
Swerve Strickland.
Besides, okay, I
MJF.
Agree. Swerve and MJF. I agree.
Samoa Joe.
No, Samoa Joe came in as a top guy and remains a top guy.
He came in as the top guy in Ring of Honor and then became the AEW World Champion. Samoa Joe.
All right. For the sake of the argument, I'll put him on the list. But there's like 100 guys on that list. So like you have a 5% chance.
Chris Jericho.
Jericho came in as the top
Sting.
guy. Also came in as the top guy.
Darby Allin.
Okay.
Okada.
Came in as the top guy.
Jay White.
Fell from grace.
Quickly, too. Miro.
Non-existent.
Quickly, too. Andrade.
Back to WWE.
Absolutely. Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Gone. We won't see Jeff. Jeff's contract expires next month. We won't see him till between then and now. He might get one farewell match. Matt's already gone.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. He's already wonderful in TNA. We're going to see Matt on NXT before we see him in AEW again.
Yep, guaranteed.
Pricey Jeff, too.
Yep, guaranteed. That's where the Good Brothers are right now.
Good Brother doing good shit on Tuesdays.
NXT's fun. NXT's fun again.
It is finally. It's been not as fun, but it's now like it ebbs and flows. But like it's fun.
Yeah. But it seems like it's on a upward tick right now, because I mean they only really had Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes to really like lean on. And then, I mean, they took Corbin down and did some things with that, and NXT's fun right now. Which leads us to the main event. We now live in a world where Becky Lynch is a free agent in the landscape of all things pro wrestling. Now, the internet would have you believe that come Saturday, Rebecca Quinn is going to be #all elite. Conventional wisdom tells you, yeah, probably not, bud. Okay. Probably not. Okay. Her husband, who's a massive WWE superstar, just signed a massive contract extension.
Sure did.
And he's not going anywhere. So they're not going to break up their happy little ragtag family that they bought their big old bus to travel the world in, so that Rebecca Quinn can be all elite.
No.
And fucking get dog shit secondary fucking women's division booking in AEW. Okay. Becky and Seth were both supposed to take an extended leave of absence following WrestleMania. This
Mhm.
has been on the books.
Mhm.
We were going to just quietly run into her contract expiring or whatever. And then one day she's going to pop back up. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's like, you know what? I've had my run.
Maybe
I'm the
she's done
GOAT.
everything. Maybe she's done.
I just want to be mom.
Yeah. And that's fine. She's what, 35-ish?
Yeah, 35, 36.
Like she's not as old as we are, but I mean, and she's got a kid. She's done like she can't do more.
No, she's done everything.
She's done everything twice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even at this point. It's like
First ballot Hall of Famer.
absolutely. And you know what? Who gives a shit if she takes a year or 2 years off? Maybe that's what she wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, she could take 5 years off, come back to the fucking Royal Rumble in 5 years, and get the biggest
Oh my
pop.
god!
Could you imagine? She just
They'll
like
blow the roof. That'll be
falls off the face of the fucking planet, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa,
the roof will explode. That we'll talk about that for the next 30 years.
I mean, the roof's gonna explode regardless of when she comes back.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if that's what happens, like say she just takes years off, and then she just comes back at a Rumble or something, in prime Becky condition, like just shows back up like she hasn't missed a day, which is what she would do. Let's be fair.
Absolutely.
That's exactly how it would work. And I mean, it would be we would talk about it. We would talk about it like we talk about Ric Flair coming back or coming to WWE, leaving WCW for 2 years, and having that feud with Macho Man and all. Like it would be like that. It would be legendary, and she knows that. She can't. She does. She can't not know. Like they, we've been WWE fans our whole lives. We're in tune to this stuff. To think that like somebody like a Becky Lynch or a Seth Rollins isn't tuned even to a higher level of degree than we are, of like, hey, we have $10 million in the bank right now. I can fuck off for a few years. Let's get our daughter in school. And then I come back at whatever, 44 with a reduced contract or whatever. Maybe I only make $1 million a year. Oh, we're set. We couldn't spend all our money if we tried for the rest of our lives. Oh, I come back to $1 million, legacy contract. Okay. Great.
And then they put her in the Hall of Fame.
And then they put her, yeah. And maybe that's only a 2-year run from 44 to 46, and then they put her in the Hall of Fame. It's a storied, legendary career. It's unbeatable.
Let me play devil's advocate here, okay?
Okay.
Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Rebecca Quinn does indeed show up to All Elite Wrestling. What does that look like?
Well, who do they sacrifice her to? Or who do they sacrifice to her?
I don't know.
So do they immediately have her show up? So, okay. So we see what they're doing with Sasha Banks. I'm sorry. Mercedes Moné. She's not moving a needle. I mean, Becky's clearly a bigger, like 2 times over a bigger star. But she doesn't show up as Becky Lynch. She shows up as Rebecca Quinn. And, is she the Adam Copeland of the women's division?
Oof.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. Because, like, she's not a 50-year-old person. She's, 32 or something?
No, I think we just agreed she was like 36.
Okay, like 35, 36. Like, she's not 50.
No.
Like, she's still clearly got legitimate, like, years left in her career. Is she the Adam Copeland of the women's division?
She is 37 years old.
37. Okay, so still, yeah, that'll make her they'll make her the Adam Copeland of the women's division. They'll have her probably do like they do with Deonna Purrazzo. They'll parade her out, hopefully try to get a ratings pop for her. They'll have her lose to Toni Storm, who is much younger and works a much more regular schedule, because Becky's going to get a lot of money to not work as much. And, so they'll have her build up, lose to Toni Storm, and then she'll fight with Deonna Purrazzo in the mid-card title for whatever.
So this was said on Fightful's Backstage Report podcast. I don't know who the hosts are on that. I don't know if SRS is on that. I don't know. But it does say, and this is a direct quote from this podcast, industry sources, regardless of that, expect her to get the largest contract offers of any woman in wrestling history. It was SRS. He said it on the SRS commented on the podcast. Regardless, if she's going to go anywhere, she's likely going to get those insane offers.
Yeah.
I mean, she should. But I don't think that it's going to be on the other side of the...
Is AEW, now that AEW has received their offer from...
there's no way.
Are they going to give her a $100 million contract?
There's no... I mean, he can't afford anybody else at this point.
He can't
$115 million.
He can't give her $10 million a year for 10 years. You know who can? WWE.
But they won't.
They won't. But I'm just saying, like that was the thing, is that like Tony could just outbid everybody, but now he's got he's got his second contract, and it's
it's dog shit.
It's dog shit. It's $115 million.
There's linemen in the NFL that have bigger contracts than that.
Yeah, because the NFL makes
that's an exaggeration, but
there's certainly quarterbacks that make double that.
There's certainly quarterbacks
that make double it.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, $240 million over 5 years.
Yeah. That's double. That's double this offer. That's double what AEW is going to make for television. And sure, they'll sell merch. But it just doesn't. The numbers don't make sense. Like WWE could be like, all right, you get $5 million for 5 years. AEW can't match that. There's no way, unless Tony wants to dig into his own pockets and put all of his cards on.
I mean, it depends on how much he wants that new toy for his sandbox, bro.
Then he would have to come in there, have her beat Toni Storm wholeheartedly, and then hold that shit and show up every week after week, at the beginning and the end of the show. She would be the main champion. She would have to be the main champion, and the person getting 20 minutes every show. Like, they'd have to put her on Dynamite. She'd have to show up on Rampage, sit on commentary. Like,
yeah, we said the same thing about Mercedes Moné, and none of that's happened. They trot her out every week for a fucking piss poor promo, but that's about it. And we saw her wrestle Willow Nightingale for 12 minutes.
That was a bad match. It was bad.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
It was bad. That's the thing, is that like AEW doesn't have it. They don't have it. They don't have the infrastructure for Becky Lynch. They can't pay her what
maybe they shouldn't have spent fucking $12 billion on a fucking video game.
That's not any good. I just got it for free, actually. Well, I got it for free twice, actually. So I got it on Amazon for free, and then I played it for like 10 minutes, and then, wow, this is bad. And I traded it in and I paid $10 for it, $10 in Amazon money. I got $15 to trade it in, and I just got it for free on PlayStation Network. So I'm not going to download it and play it again, but I'm just saying that, like, Tony wastes money. Like, I feel like the entire legacy.
Tony wastes money. Have you not heard what he just recently did? he put his neck brace up for the Rich Eisen Foundation, and then immediately turned around and bought it back for $100,000 so that it could stay in Rich Eisen's studio, and he autographed it and put it on a.
Tony wastes money, and if he wants to if he wants to give Becky Lynch every penny that WB is giving him, $100 million over the next 10 years, can't argue with Becky to just take that and run with it. But man, has he already overspent. Like, he's already well over. Like, he bought Okada, who sucks. Will Ospreay is better, but but like, man, is he like just shift? Is he just floating in the wind? Like, what the fuck?
He's an enigma.
It just, like, what are they gonna do with Will Ospreay? Like, they brought him in, like, oh man, we can get a Will Ospreay, okay, and they bring him in, and it's like, where does he fit? You put him in the main event picture. You just crowned a new champion. You can't put the title on him right now. What's gonna happen? Like, yep, and those guys are making big money. I just don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. They don't seem to have any good options, though. Like, am I wrong?
No.
Like, they don't. Everything seems to point towards, like, well, everything sucks right now, but nothing's gonna get better. And it's like, that's almost what they need to say on television, because it's just not like where's the way out?
There isn't one.
They just cut what's his Kill Switch's ponytail last week. And then they cut it. It's cut. But it's like, what? Who cares about him? Who cares about Christian Cage?
Nobody.
Adam Copeland, like, broke his leg. People. Where's Samoa Joe been?
He's a twat.
He is a twat. Like, he's mid card now.
Mid.
I mean, also Samoa Joe's like pushing 50 now.
Mid.
Chris Jericho buries everybody they ever put in a ring with him.
What are you talking about? Learning tree.
Learning more like, the burial. Like, they bury people under the learning tree so that they can feed the tree. It's abysmal. Who are we excited about? Malachi Black missed the blood drip. He had to step back into it. It looked like he shit himself.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but it's not.
We're done. We're done.
We're done.
Listen, all of this doesn't really matter, bud, because she's not going anywhere. She's gonna take some time to herself. She'll be back in WWE eventually. And if she does show up on the other side of the other side of the coin, I don't. Okay. We'll see what happens.
I hope we figure out how much they paid her to do it. That's my only hope, is if she does show up in AEW, I hope we know how much it cost.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, good for her.
So at this point, bro, I don't think that there's any way, shape, or form that's a thing. So
no, I don't either.
All right, Bob. Well, guess that means time. One more thing. Tom, what's your match of the week?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. It was my call. So it was Gunther versus Randy Orton.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was Gunther versus Randy Orton. It doesn't
screwed finish.
I mean, it was kind of coming. It wasn't that screwed, but like, I mean, That's what those Saudi shows are, and everything else kind of really sucked otherwise. Let's be fair. Look, bud, I'm just saying. Gunther versus Randy Orton. It's hard to argue that. It played to what we thought was coming. This is the downtime in wrestling, so like wrestling's not been phenomenal. Although AJ was on Friday, but it's still just kind of one of those things. Yeah, Gunther doesn't have a match that I don't think is the match of the week every week, and it was Gunther versus Randy Orton, and it was great, and love both those guys.
No argument here, but in the interest of fairness, my match of the week was actually for the first time in the history of this gimmick was not a match, when in fact it was a segment, and that would be the Mark Henry 2.0 that AJ Styles put forth on Friday Night SmackDown. Listen, don't ever trust a man in a pastel suit.
Do not.
Okay?
No, I agree.
And I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed this, but Mark Henry wore that orangey salmon colored pastel jacket. Okay.
Sure did.
And AJ Styles had on a powder blue suit.
As though he was in Dumb and Dumber.
Absolutely.
It was that color. Yeah.
And so one was Harry and one was Lloyd.
Yes, absolutely. I caught it too, and it was got it.
You know if that's a coincidence or if that was supposed to happen that way. Either way, I enjoyed it. I giggled at that prospect. I really enjoyed that, they never said it. They teased it. Cody came out and the whole thing, and then he got his ass beat. AJ is going to be a believable title contender. I honestly wouldn't put it past Triple H to put the belt on AJ leading into SummerSlam.
He could hot potato it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody would be excited.
Yep, because he's not done it yet. He's not done it yet.
He's not, and it would be fun. We would have a good time.
Especially with those two.
Yeah. How good would that be? It'd be so good. And you give AJ one more little run with the title, and then you let him go.
Yep.
You let him go be an agent, which is what he wants to do. It'd be tremendous. I mean, nothing would make me happier at this point. If it happened, this is the only point in time where I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Go ahead, hot potato the belt. Give it to AJ now. Make him give it up at SummerSlam. Great.
Yeah, so that was my match of the week, even though it wasn't really a match.
No, I love it too.
It was good. One more piece of business, one more little piece of housekeeping. So I finally watched.
Yes.
I finally watched the Bray Wyatt documentary on Peacock.
It's hard to watch.
It was phenomenal.
It was hard to watch.
Yes, it was. But if you haven't watched it yet, please go check that out. I think it's worth an hour and a half of your time. All right, Bob, we're going to get up out of here. If you're still hanging out with us, we appreciate you. Please hit that thumbs up button. Even consider subscribing. You can turn on the bell notification if you would like. We're not annoying. We're generally once a week. Hey, man, we're here for it. You know what I mean? Check us out over on the audio side. Also, give us at least one commute to work if you're listening to this for the first time ever.
We're funny.
One commute to work. You'll know. I promise. You'll know. Yeah, man. Check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_fall WC. That's ONE. And as always, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. Hopefully. One Fall WrestleCast. Hey, man.